Hello everybody, I hope you are doing amazing wherever you are in the world. If you just let me know where you're tuning in from and give me some hearts and some love, that would be wonderful. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Anna and I am a manifesting mindset coach. I help entrepreneurial women shift their perspective, because all of life is about perspective. The world is your mirror. Your experience in your life or your reality is a mirror. So what you're experiencing now is a reflection of your internal deep thoughts and deep beliefs. So I help women shift those to then open up themselves to the law of attraction, to attract what they truly desire by shifting their perspective. Hi Emma, thanks for the love, gorgeous. So I'm doing a 30-day manifesting live blitz, and today I just thought, I was sitting here thinking, what am I going to talk about today? And I like to follow intuition, because that's when you're in tune with consciousness and awareness and self or inner self, you are more in tune with listening to messages. Most of you probably don't know that I trained with Doreen Virtue as an angel intuitive. Now this was back in maybe 2005. It's been a long time ago since I've done that. So I used to do this frequently, but I haven't done it in a long time. So I just felt the need to share a message. And so I don't know what it's going to be. I just thought I'll just pop on impromptu. Let's see what we've got today. Let's see what the universe is going to deliver and how it's going to serve you. Okay. So I'm going to use these cards. This is from Rebecca Campbell. I love her work. Her book is Light is the New Black. She's got a few different books, but I love her book, and it's really inspired me to, step up in the world and to follow my soul's calling and what I want to do in this life, which is to be a teacher, is to teach. And the funny thing is, I've had 3 different readings over the last 20 years, just impromptu things, and each time they said I was a teacher. And I haven't really done anything with that, but I do have a desire to teach. I have a desire to awaken consciousness out there. Hi, Angela. I have a desire to help people shift their perspective in life and understand the truth and the reality of our universe and where we live. So I've got the cards. I'm just going to shuffle them and see what message the collective consciousness has. So I had this experience today. I was really annoyed and I have a bit of a headache as a result. But I went to a local shopping centre to buy some leggings. Telling you my worldly problems. Went to buy some leggings. They said that they didn't have them, but the store across town had them. And this is how the universe works. So the store across town had them, and I thought, oh, it's really far. Thanks, Marilyn. It's really far. It's really cold outside. And I thought, you know what? I'll just go for a drive and I'll listen to my audiobooks, etc. So I get there. Then I wait for this lady who's by herself working, serving others, and she talks to me, tells me I tell her what, I'm here to pick up a pair of pants because they have it there. She couldn't find it. We couldn't find it anywhere on the rack. She's then busy serving customers. So I'm waiting, getting a little bit annoyed. And then so she ended up saying, we do have them. They must be in our storeroom, but I can't get out of the shop because I'm here alone. So I just had to walk away without getting the pants. So I walked away kind of with my tail between my legs, and I went into my car and I started to walk. I started to drive out of the car park, and then this scruffy looking tall, skinny dude with a bit of a beard and a beanie on because it was freezing. He stops at the crossing, and then I stop at the crossing to let him go, and I give him the sign to, you please go ahead. And so then he looks at me surprise sort of thing, and sort of grateful, like, oh, you're letting me go. And so then all of a sudden he pretends to hobble across the road like he's dragging his leg behind. And then that really, and he laughed. He laughed then at me, and I laughed, and it was like this message from the universe to lighten up. It doesn't matter. So this is about, you know, opening yourself to signs. It's opening yourself to, there's an intelligence that surrounds you, and it's like the fish in the water. The water surrounds the fish. We're in the same situation with this universal life-giving force and intelligence that surrounds us, and it is always giving us signs. So let's see what I'm going to pull out. I'm shuffling these cards. So they're really pretty cards. The artwork is incredible. All right. Okay, I'm drawn to this card. Oh, that's so funny. I was pulling this card before I was even jumping on. I pulled it 3 times. All right. So it's back to front for you guys, but it says, I don't know if you can see it. It's probably, is it blurry? It says, mirror, who or what is triggering you? And today I've been triggered a fair bit. So let's grab the book, and I'll read what's out of the book, and then any insights that I might get. So where is it? Mirror, who or what is triggering you? Are you being triggered? Is this ringing true for you? If you're watching this, hi Radha. Yes, it's been a cold but lovely weekend. If you're watching this, there's a reason and a purpose that you're watching this. There's no such thing, here we go, there's no such thing as coincidence. So if you're popping on and watching this, I've got thousands of friends, over 3,000 friends, and only a few of you will watch this. That means there's a message in this for you. All right, let me read what it is. I'll show the card again. Can you see that? Oh no, it's back to front, sorry about that. Who or what is triggering you? Okay. The filter of our own experience is how we experience life 90% of the time. Absolutely. And this is a lot of the things that I've been talking about in these lives. Through our own projections, when someone reminds us of an unhealed experience, we get triggered. Often it's an unconscious thing. People and situations can trigger our mirrors to reflect back to us what we believe to be true about life, the universe, and ourselves. Mirrors pointing to our shadow and our light. Mirrors revealing the part of us that are yet to be accepted, witnessed. We piped up when I picked up the phone. Thanks, Marilyn. So let's get back to this. Hang on. Mirrors revealing parts of us that are yet to be accepted, witnessed, or loved. This card is guiding you to look closely at what experiences or people are currently triggering in you, and what they could be triggering back to you. When have you felt like this before? Well, I felt like this today. I felt like this today because I was triggered because I went all the way across town. Isn't this interesting? Because I went all the way across town to pick up some pants, some new pants, some leggings, but she couldn't get to them, so I came home with nothing. Hang on, so where are we? When have you felt like this before? Could they be opportunities to heal something in you? Or are they shining a light on something that longs to be witnessed in you? This goes for the good and the bad. The good, those who we admire and put on a pedestal. If we do not realize that we are attracted to them because we are like them, we will need to cut them down in order to rise to their level. The bad, those we despise, are envious of, or put down. If we do not realize that they trigger something in us, then it is still yet to be healed. Hi, Lynette. So is this ringing true for anybody? Triggers. We all have triggers. I was triggered today, but then I was just then reminded by a sign from this this gentleman that I have no idea who he is. And it just truly made me feel, it really shifted my perspective. It's all about perspective. It's how you see yourself in the world. And then these triggers, when we feel negative emotion, we're being triggered by something that's unhealed within us. Because when we're healed, so when we're at peace within ourselves and we're at peace with where we are, and we trust and we have faith in the universe, and we have faith that the thing that we desire is coming to us, that we have this, we're residing in this knowing that everything is okay, that everything is always working out for me, that life is serving me, life is here, everything is happening for me and not to me, then we live with a kind of a peace. Then we live with a kind of inner relaxation, inner calmness, because we're not triggered by things. So let me finish this. So those we despise are envious of or put down. That's the bad. So if we do not realize that I'm repeating a little bit of this, if we do not realize that they triggered something in us, then it is still yet to be healed, and we will remain hurt and wounded ourselves. So, and this is a work your light inquiry, because the deck is work your light. So who or what is triggering you? This is actually this is what I do in my one-on-one coaching with people. We work on, okay, so who is triggering? Let's have a look at where you're triggered. So let's have a look at what we can do, how we can release that. Because if you don't identify your triggers, if you don't identify that you even are being triggered, then you're just going to keep perpetuating the same things. The universe is going to keep throwing the rocks at you, the pebbles or whatever it is, until it ends up throwing bricks at you to help you. Everything is a wake-up call. Every time you are triggered by something, it's a wake-up call for you to say, okay, well, what is it? What is this that's triggered within me? Because on a soul level, you're already perfect, whole, and complete. That's on a soul level. But your mind needs to learn that. You need to, there's two aspects of ourselves. There's a subconscious mind, and then there's a conscious mind. You need to impress upon the subconscious mind. I've been listening a lot of this today from Thomas Troward. It's really deep information. It's really amazing. And I'm still processing it. A lot of it I know, but it's hard for me to regurgitate it. I really have to process it. It's all about our lower selves being connected to our higher selves, which is connected to the one and to everything, to the entire universe. And our higher selves needs to impress upon the lower self that everything is okay, that we are one with everything, that there's nothing wrong. So, and this is hard. This is the inner work. This is the inner work that we need to work on, that relieves us, that frees us from the attachment of everything. And it's this internal turmoil that stops us from living the life that we desire. Because this internal conflict, there's this push-pull consistently within us, subconscious, conscious, or higher self, lower self. This push-pull entire time. Because we want to feel good. We want to attract things into our life. We want to experience all those things into our life. But the lower self is the one that's rejecting it all. It's repelling it all, because we're stuck in our story. We're stuck in the poor me. We're stuck in the this happened to me 50 years ago. We're stuck in the this happened to me 10 years ago. We're stuck in the this happened to me 20 years ago. Or this person did that to me, or that person did this to me, or I was ripped off, or I've been ripped off. Pretty much everything has happened to me as well in my life growing up, all this crappy stuff. But it doesn't define me. If you let your yesterday define your today, you will be carrying that in your tomorrow. Think about that. If you let your yesterday define your today, you will be bringing that yesterday with you tomorrow. And then that's kind of like, I kind of have this analogy that every negative emotion that we've had from the past, every negative experience, it's like this brick that we put on in a sack on our backs. And we have so many bricks on our backs that it's hard to walk through life. It's hard to find joy, or joy might be temporary. Joy might be a momentary experience, but it's not our full natural experience because you've got so much weight on your back. Hello, Nini. That's my daughter, Nikki. So it's about releasing that. So this is who or what is triggering you. So let's see what it is. What else do they say? What is it in you that they are triggering? So what is it in you that they are triggering? Is it negative emotions? Is it feeling not worthy? Is it anger? Is it disappointment? Is it regret? What is being triggered in you? When you wake up to that, when you understand that, then you can heal it. Then you can shift it. You can just, all you need to do is, you don't need to go, into great depths of detail about what happened. All you need to do is step into, identify first what it is that's triggering you, how it feels. Where is it in your body? Is it in your chest? Is it in your stomach? Every emotion has with it its energetic imprint. And negative emotions or emotions are stored in the body. And Louise Hay, in her book, You Can Heal Your Life, at the back of the book, there's what's it called again? It's about how to heal the mind. So there's the probable cause for the physical ailments. And in the back of that book, she has lots of affirmations to relieve the ailments, because it's just blocked energy. It's energy, it's trauma that we're carrying with us, that we're storing as energy in our body, okay? If energy is not released, it gets stored. And I said this in another live. I was having lower back tension, and I wasn't sure where it was coming from, and it was consistent. It was consistently there every day, day in, day out. And the only thing that helped me move that energy, I'm not sure what it was about, but I did move the energy. I shifted the energy by just doing morning sun salutation yoga every day. I was doing it every day, just 10 minutes every day to shift that energy. And that's another way you can shift energy as well, movement. So you can identify, and this is what I do in the workshops when I do my Heal Your Life workshops. We talk about, okay, so identify in your body where that energy is stored. And then you can either get into a quiet state, like a meditative state, and you can ask that space, that energy, that area, what message do you have for me? The body is intelligent. The body is an extension of the mind. And this is what people need to realize. The body does not have its own, how do I put this? The body and the mind are one. The body is an extension of the mind. And the Course in Miracles teaches this, that nothing goes through to the body that doesn't go through the mind first. And the mind, it's kind of like a sieve. When you put tea leaves through a sieve and you pour your hot water over that, your mind needs to be the filter of what you allow in. So yeah, I like that. The mind needs to be the filter of what you allow in. So think about that as the sieve with the energy. I love that too, Lynette. So this is just an impromptu. I'm just following intuition. I'm just following guidance about something that whoever's listening needs to hear. So what else is there? So what part of you longs to be witnessed? What part of you longs to be witnessed? This is all self-inquiry. What part of you longs to be witnessed? Where are you not being seen that you want to be seen? Where are you not being heard that you need to be heard? What part of you wants to be witnessed? Mirror, so funny. I pulled this card 3 times before I jumped on this call. Coincidence? There's no such thing as coincidence. So I hope that's helped you a little bit. So what is triggering you? What is triggering you? Because as I was saying earlier, you go through life with your past. You go through life with all of the regrets, the hurts, the forgiveness, the shame, the blame, all of those negative things that keep us trapped. They keep us stuck. They stop us from attracting the very things that we want. If you want abundance, if you want abundance and you're not receiving it, where is there forgiveness that needs to be had? Just think about things like that. Who can you forgive? What do you need to forgive? Who do you need to let go? What do you need to let go of? Who do you need to release from attachment or from resentment or from who did something to you, when you were young that you haven't released? Gosh, I've got lots of stories of when I was in high school, of moments where I was just made to feel terrible. I just wanted the world to open up and swallow me. And it took a lot of work for me to clear that, to get rid of that. And anything that you're still carrying from that, imagine, and this is what I think about it like this, imagine if you were born today. Imagine if today was the first day that you stepped on into the planet and you have no history, you have no past. You feel amazing, it's a clean slate, but you still have intelligence, you still know about the world, etc. But you're just born again. Imagine that. If you can live kind of like that, but you do have to release, you have to heal, you have to let go, but you have to also identify, okay, what is it? What is it that's triggering me, that's keeping me stuck? So I hope that's helped you guys. That's what's come up for today. So it's come up for me as well. So stuff I need to work on also. So I hope that's been helpful. Let me know. I had a question. Let me just scroll back to the question. See if I can answer that. So Ma says, I have a question for you, which is the relationship is, I'm not sure, with your son. Difficult to build a relationship with someone if you especially you need to have an understanding and trust with. I'm not sure if that's a question, Ma. You can rephrase that if you like, or Maya. Let me see any other questions. Feel free to ask me a question, guys. I wasn't sure if that's a question, Maya, so let me have a look at that again. I'm just scrolling through the questions. I have a question for you. What is the relationship? Difficult to build a relationship with someone if you need to have an understanding and trust with. So I'm not sure what the question is, Maya, but here's about relationships, okay? The relationship that you want to have, you need to see within yourself, okay? Again, relationships come up into our experience and we see those relationships through filters of the past. We remember when we got hurt, we remember when we got betrayed, we remember when someone let us down, we remember when someone didn't measure up to what we wanted. And then we have those filters of perspective when it comes to relationship. Thanks, Shans. So if you're struggling with a relationship, you've got to say, okay, firstly, forgive that person and forgive yourself. Now, everybody acts according to how they feel about themselves. So if someone is acting towards you, remember again that the universe is a mirror. Everything shows up around us to reflect something that either needs to be released, dealt with, healed, let go, etc. So if people are giving you a hard time, if you're having a hard time in a relationship, I don't know whether it was with your son, according to the message, but you need to let go. I was talking to a lady once, we got on a free manifesting mastery call, and she was really struggling because her mother is not behaving like she wants to. She says, my mother has a negative perspective on the world and it's causing her pain and it's causing me pain and frustration. So, and this is the advice that I gave her. Why do you want your mother to be any different than she is? If people are not meeting our standards, it means we're projecting on them how they need to show up for us. Whereas when you start to see, you can start to see that person in energy as though they are how you want them to be. They're loving, they're kind, they're gentle, they're happy. See them in that perspective first, in your mind's eye, in your heart center. Don't see them as the person that they're reflecting to you. See them how you want them to be. And even if sometimes you have to create a bit of space between something or somebody, everybody is on their journey and it's okay to create space. It's okay to walk away a little bit to create some space while you heal whatever it is. Those triggers, like this card, heal the triggers that's happening for you. I'm not exactly sure what the triggers are for you, Maya, but you've got to let people be as well. I've got someone in my family who's not very well at all, and she's shut the world off. She's completely shut the world off, and she's living in darkness. But I need to see her wellness, not her illness. I need to see her spirit, not her physical form that's that's really unwell. I need to see her wellness, not her illness. And you need to see a person's wholeness and not their brokenness. See a person's wholeness and not their brokenness, because then that gives them permission to shine. That gives them permission then to become maybe more of their true selves, to let go of something. Okay, so if anybody's got any questions, I'm happy to answer them. Remember, Maya, that our triggers are our own story. So when somebody on the outside of us is triggering us, then I've got to say, well, if someone's triggering me, I've got to say, okay, well, what is it in me that needs to be healed, let go, or loved, so that I can process that, so that it doesn't trigger me. Because when you look at it this way, when you think about it this way, if you're completely unperturbed by anything, if you're completely healed, if you have zero grievances, and if you only see the world from a perspective of love and from a perspective of higher consciousness and a perspective of oneness, nothing can bother you. Nothing can bother you. And I go through periods as well when I have that elevated state and nothing bothers me. And then I have this period where I drop a little bit because I become more involved in my physical world rather than my spiritual world, which is that's that push-pull that we're always living with consistently. Then I can easily get triggered. But when I raise my vibration, when I raise my elevation, when I see the world as amazing, as magical, as beautiful, and I see our true selves in everything, nothing bothers me. No behavior from anybody can bother me when I'm at that space. And if I see somebody that's maybe projecting their own beliefs, their own lack, and their own what's the word for it? Their own pain, maybe, then I just send them love energetically. I just send them love and light, because people act according to how they feel about themselves. Remember this: people act according to how they feel about themselves. And love really is the answer to everything. Love is the answer to healing everything. Like smacking a child or giving a child a hug and explaining what they did, how it could have hurt them or could have hurt somebody else. You know what I mean? It's like that. I mean, we all react, we all respond, and that's normal. But we'll look at the world from a different perspective. When you look at the world from a different perspective, your triggers disappear. So I hope that was handy, useful for you. I'm about to go and do a live in my Journey to Manifesting official Facebook group. We go deep there and we talk about manifesting and all things amazing to help you shift your awareness and your consciousness. If you would like to jump on a free 30-minute manifesting mastery call, I can help you identify what's holding you back from having the life that you desire, manifesting what you really want to experience in your life. Comment interested below, and I will see you all again tomorrow, or I'll see you in the group. I'll talk to you soon. I'll put down the link to the group if you want to join. It's for ladies, heart-centered entrepreneurial women, and I'll see you in there in a minute. Bye for now.